Welcome to World Trending News for you, bringing you the latest breaking stories, viral trends, and global headlines fast, fresh, and factual. Stay informed, stay ahead. Subscribe now and never miss an update. In a strategic move to ensure the sale of TikTok's U.S. operations, President Donald Trump has suggested he may reduce tariffs on China as a bargaining chip to finalize a deal with the app's Chinese parent company, ByteDance. The popular short video platform, which boasts 170 million American users, faces an April 5 deadline to be sold to a non-Chinese buyer or risk being banned in the United States on national security grounds. Trump's comments, made to reporters on Wednesday, signal a high level of urgency within his administration to resolve the ongoing dispute over TikTok's ownership. The platform has been at the center of political and economic tensions between Washington and Beijing, with concerns in the U.S. that the Chinese government could use TikTok to conduct influence operations and collect sensitive data from American users. Tariffs as a bargaining tool. During his remarks, Trump acknowledged that China would play a significant role in approving any sale of TikTok's U.S. operations. He floated the idea of a tariff reduction as an incentive to facilitate the deal. Maybe it'll give them a little reduction in tariffs or something to get it done, Trump said, indicating a willingness to negotiate on trade policies to accelerate the sale. Trump has already imposed additional levies on Chinese imports this year, bringing total tariffs to 20%. His administration has positioned tariffs as both a punitive measure and a tool to extract concessions from Beijing. China's Commerce Ministry responded to Trump's remarks on Thursday, stating that its position on tariffs remains consistent. A ministry spokesperson emphasized Beijing's willingness to engage in discussions with Washington based on mutual respect, equality, and mutual benefit. The battle over TikTok's future, ByteDance, has been under pressure to divest TikTok's U.S. operations since Congress passed a law in 2024 mandating the sale. The law, which received overwhelming bipartisan support, was fueled by fears that the Chinese government could manipulate TikTok's algorithm to spread propaganda or use it to collect vast amounts of data on American citizens. Originally, ByteDance had until January 19th to sell the app, but enforcement of the law was postponed after the U.S. Supreme Court upheld the ban in January. The app briefly went offline, but was reinstated days later when Trump issued an executive order extending the deadline to April 5th. He has since indicated that he may extend it further if necessary. Vice President J.D. Vance recently stated that he expects the framework of a deal to be reached by the April deadline. Meanwhile, White House-led negotiations have intensified, with reports indicating that major U.S.-based investors in ByteDance are looking to increase their stakes and acquire TikTok's U.S. operations. Challenges in securing a deal. While the White House has played an unprecedented role in brokering the negotiations, securing China's approval remains a key hurdle. For Beijing, ByteDance is not just a private company, but a critical player in its global tech ambitions. Ceding control of TikTok's lucrative U.S. market could set a precedent that China wants to avoid. Furthermore, any deal involving a sale to U.S. investors would need to ensure that TikTok's algorithm, considered the heart of the platform's success, does not remain under Chinese control. Past negotiations have collapsed over this issue, with China reluctant to approve a transfer of TikTok's core technology. If a deal is not reached by the deadline, Trump has the authority to enforce a nationwide ban on TikTok. However, such a move would likely face legal challenges. Free speech advocates argue that banning the app would violate the First Amendment by restricting Americans' access to foreign media. The political and economic stakes, Trump's willingness to use tariffs as leverage, highlights the administration's broader strategy of tying economic policy to national security concerns. The outcome of the TikTok negotiations will not only impact the tech industry, but also U.S.-China relations, trade policies, and the 2025 political landscape. For Trump, securing a deal that ensures TikTok remains operational under U.S. ownership would be a major political victory. It would allow him to claim credit for protecting American user data while simultaneously making economic concessions that could ease trade tensions with China. Meanwhile, for Beijing, any resolution must align with its broader efforts to safeguard Chinese technology firms from U.S. regulatory pressures. A forced sale of TikTok's U.S. operations could encourage further scrutiny of Chinese companies operating internationally, complicating China's economic strategy. What's next? With the April 5th deadline fast approaching, all eyes are on how the negotiations unfold. If Trump follows through with his suggestion to ease tariffs in exchange for a TikTok sale, it could pave the way for a resolution that satisfies both Washington and Beijing. However, if China resists the sale or demands conditions that the U.S. finds unacceptable, the situation could escalate, leading to either further delays or an outright ban. For millions of American users, the uncertainty surrounding TikTok's future remains a pressing concern. While the app continues to operate, its long-term viability in the U.S. hinges on the complex interplay of political negotiations, economic incentives, and national security considerations. As the deadline looms, the world will be watching to see whether Trump's latest strategy dangling tariff reductions will be enough to break the deadlock and secure a deal. That's all for now from World Trending News for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with the latest trending news worldwide.